welcome to the final episode of the Itinerary. For the past 2 years and across 40 episodes, we have delved into the infinite universe that is tourism, chatting to panels of industry experts about anything and everything to do with this industry. From outer space to Māori culture, career skills to graduate know-how and seasonal travel to sales and marketing, we've covered it all. But you know, all good things must come to an end, however. So today we'll wrap up this fantastic web series with an overview of our industry and updates from Go With Tourism by taking a look at some of our greatest moments. COVID-19 was a game changer for tourism. How could the industry operate in a lockdown world? Thankfully, here in Aotearoa, our team of 5 million gave us a glimmer of hope. We eliminated the virus by June 2020 and were able to resume to fairly normal existence again. For the tourism industry, however, this still meant more change. For the first time ever, we suddenly relied on the domestic market. So we had to pivot again. And while travel bubbles with Australia and the Cook Islands seem hopeful, they were unfortunately not to be. Tourism Industry Aotearoa surveyed their members in July 2021 to get a snapshot of how things are going. Here's some of those statistics. Business turnover is down by 48%. 4 out of 10 jobs have been lost. That's roughly 90,000 jobs. 78% of businesses are operating at reduced levels. 5% of businesses believe they will have to close. 30% of businesses are understaffed. 74% of their members express concern about their personal health and well-being. And while this paints a grim picture, I'm happy to report that 70% do believe the industry will recover in 5 years. And on that good news, I'll hand things over to Matt Stenton to provide an update on Go With Tourism and what 2022 will bring.
Day one of Go With Tourism began with the announcement of the first COVID-19 lockdowns. But supporting New Zealand tourism workforce is always our mission, and it was only more critical that we did so during the unprecedented threat we are facing to our industry. We pivoted and pivoted back, assisted thousands of people into jobs, expanded our Careers Expo nationwide, launched an education program, job search hub and a pledge of placement program, filmed 40 episodes of the Itinerary that you are currently watching, and held a very successful industry wānanga to future-proof our workforce for New Zealand. Here's a quick look at some of the achievements from this year alone. We have engaged nearly 2,000 New Zealand businesses and job seekers this year, amounting to a total of 4,500 engaged since GWT was created. We also executed 5 expos around the country and will be expanding to 6 next year, possibly 7. This equates to well over 100,000 attendees, connecting with over 50 different exhibitors from across the tourism, hospitality and education sectors. Our recent wānanga went digital, but that hasn't stopped us from seeing over 100 leaders in our industry representing over 80 different organisations from all across the country, putting their minds together to present to Minister Stuart Nash. Our Pledge of Placement program has seen over 240 placements alone, and we have employed nearly 1,700 candidates in a time of great resignation, with 1,000 jobs listed on our job search hub. So what will 2022 bring? First of all, I will be handing over the reins to Heidi Gillingham as Program Director of Go With Tourism. Many of you will already know Heidi as our Regional Coordinator for the Lower South Island, and she has done a terrific job. And I am so thrilled that my departure from this amazing initiative had progressed the career of someone in my team, and I know she will do an amazing job. So 2022 is officially our last year of funding, but we currently have a proposal being processed by the powers that be, and we hope we will be able to announce an extension in the new year. The year will first kick off with us working on the exciting outcomes of our Go With Tourism workforce wānanga. We've actually just released our short-term action plan on the actions the industry can take to improve upon and build a workforce, but we will be following this up with a long-term vision in February 2022. Using the information collected from our Go With Tourism workforce wānanga attendees, we hope to deliver a plan that will really shake things up and help kickstart some much-needed change. We will recommend who can deliver what and generally provide suggestions on how to move this plan forward. Our awesome regional coordination team will continue to deliver our education programs, and we're excited to roll out our hospitality virtual reality sessions from term 1. Our expo dates are confirmed for the 13th of May through to 2nd July with 6 locations next year thanks to the new location of Palmerston North. Our regional coordinators are also doing a great job at attending regional and online expos too and plan to continue this into the new year. And because we're wrapping up with the itinerary, keep an eye out on our marketing going forward. There's going to be some exciting new content that I'm sure our industry will love. Many of our KPIs we've set will have the same aspirational targets we've had in 2021, and I know the team will smash those ones as well.
Well, the itinerary was my introduction to Go With Tourism and its amazing team. And while I'm so sorry to see it go, I can tell you I've had an incredible time working on the show. I've met some fabulous people with amazing knowledge to share, heard some inspirational tales and just learned so much along the way. Let's take a look back at some of our greatest hits. Kia ora, I'm Megan Alatini and welcome to the itinerary. There is a bug that is much stronger, and that's the travel bug.
How can we now sit around the table and make this better and come out of this?
We're the world's greatest travellers. They want to get out. They want to go and do stuff. We need to grab hold of that and find ways and means to keep that stimulated.
We're going to need many people. Now's the time for us to be planning for the people who need to be working into it. It's becoming a really aspirational industry to work in here in New Zealand.
And now's a really good time to study. Please don't give up on tourism.
How can we actually create some new industries in New Zealand using some of the great talent?
And that can be applied to whatever the environment's like when you graduate.
And there's a great opportunity to really see the world, but at the same time have an amazing career.
You'll see some people who started as porters who end up as being procurement managers. An opportunity to actually show the world real Kiwi ingenuity.
If your determination is still to have a career, then you've got to start now. It's like an investment.
We have some great entrepreneurs in the country that have led the way, have really put New Zealand on the map. So I do think there's still a great future for students coming into this sector.
I think a lot of companies were probably quite comfortable pre-COVID, and then COVID's obviously given them an opportunity to really expand and develop their product into something more than it was before.
Quality over quantity in job roles that allow them freedom, that challenges them, allows them to build up experience that's transferable across a range of industries too.
Find your point of difference, keep things as simple as possible, and then back yourself. There are so many industries with challenges that could be solved with partnerships from other industries.
Never waste a good crisis.
We must keep up the importance of the education component and attracting tamariki into this industry, because we've got to be telling the New Zealand story when we're ready again.
Despite all the jobs that were lost in our industry in 2020, it's turned around to a point where we could be facing some severe staff shortages.
We're going to be coming back stronger than what we used to be.
Hospitality is at the heart of communities. We are the enabler. We're a people-led industry, and we love people. The perception of the industry is suddenly valued for how big it is.
We can't just paint over a problem here. We need to address the issues, improve the situation, and then, celebrate that and advertise it.
The problem with marketing is that it draws attention to reality, and if the reality is not up with the perception you're trying to create, you've just created a new problem. Rebuilding the industry as a whole in an entirely new image.
Yeah, people do not leave bad jobs, they leave bad bosses.
The success of your employees makes that brand. Not focusing on just wage, just salary.
If we provide the service that we claim to provide, then the revenue comes.
First and foremost, we want to teach our staff really good business skills. We are teaching you how to run a business.
Values is now more important to people than salary.
If you've got the right attitude, somebody in this industry will give you the opportunity and you will be successful.
Work in our sector is exciting and it's varied and it's nimble and it changes and it needs people who can adapt quickly to a changing environment.
People actually want to learn more about us as a people.
Manaakitanga is a word that tourism uses quite a bit, but you can't describe manaakitanga, you can only feel it.
It's a perfect time to get amongst it, because right here, right now, we've got all these amazing activities that anybody, when I say anybody, I mean anybody can get out there and enjoy.
To go back to a more simple, sustainable life of just thinking about what we really need.
Is that real desire to start from a regenerative phase.
Ensure that our visitors feel a real connection with wildlife.
At the end of the day, seeing people leaving a venue or leaving the city with a smile on their face or talking about an amazing moment they've been part of.
It's about how you make people feel.
You just need to shake off what you think art is and just open your eyes to the fact that really art and in relation to tourism are inspiring, enriching experiences.
We have a really engaged audience who just are hungry for more.
It's continuous, there's no shortcuts.
An experience that is meaningful.
You need to be providing authentic experiences.
That they become mini ambassadors.
Is really focused on the storytelling element of video games, use these technologies in really new and innovative ways to bring that to life.
And create a gamified experience of Wellington to reach audiences all around the world.
Storytelling through tourism experiences, fueling future demand for actual travel and getting people really deeply into the dreaming stage.
Is whether or not the production will support the profile of Christchurch and Canterbury.
I think as the technology gets better, then I think there's going to be a lot more destinations, not just near Earth or Moon or Mars, but maybe even out towards the asteroid belt.
Well, team, that's a wrap on the itinerary. Thank you all for your viewership and your support over the past 2 years. That's over 20,000 of you and nearly 19 million more impressions across our various channels. I've sincerely enjoyed being able to host the itinerary, and I hope it has provided you with great insights and advice into the tourism and hospitality industry that will help guide your own career path. Thank you for joining us. Ka kite anō.